Good morning, everybody. Good day. Anyway, you're watching this from, God bless you. Thank you for coming to this channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the great four. The great four. Every human life has moments that become great falls. Moments when everything seems to collapse. Sometimes these falls are moral, sometimes emotional, sometimes spiritual, sometimes circumstantial. The Bible is filled with stories of great falls and even greater restorations. Today we'll look at three great falls. Number one, we have the fall of humanity. Number two, we have the fall of the proud. Number three, we have the fall that leads to what? Restoration. And we will discover that God specializes in lifting fallen people. One, the great fall of humanity. Let's start from there. In Genesis chapter 3, text Genesis chapter 3, verse 6 to 7, it says, She took of the fruit and gave to her husband. Then the eyes of both were opened. Humanity's first and greatest fall was not a stumble, it was a separation. The fall in Eden introduced shame, fear, hiding, pain, and death. The broken mirror. Let me make an illustration. The broken mirror. A man once dropped a mirror and cracked it. When he tried looking at himself, every image was distorted. Sin did the same to humanity. It cracked the mirror through which we see God, ourselves, and the world. Let me tell you. Should I tell you the truth? We don't sin. We don't sin and become sinners. We sin because we are sinners. But God's promise appears immediately. Okay, let's look at the Bible verse that says Genesis 3 verse 15. Genesis 3 verse 15, the first prophecy of Christ. Even in our fall, God is already planning our restoration. We're going to be talking about the number two, the great fall of the proud. Now, to this part, we're going to look at the Bible verse that says Proverbs 16 verse 18. Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Not every fall happens because of temptation. Some falls happen because of pride, spiritual self, deception. Okay, let's use an example now. Peter in the Bible. Matthew 26 verse 3 says, Peter said, even if all fall away, I never will. But before dawn, he denied Jesus what? 3 times. He denied Jesus 3 times. Peter's fall wasn't weakness. It was not weakness at all. It was pride. Okay, now I have an illustration. The tightrope walker. The tightrope walker. A famous tightrope performer crossed a cable over Niagara Falls. After several successful crossings, he said, I have mastered this. Moments later, during a routine practice, he slipped and fell. Surviving but badly injured, he later admitted, overconfidence is more dangerous than the tightrope. Pride is the invincible banana peel that brings the greatest falls. Okay, the truth. Let me give you a key truth. The self-assured fall, the humble stand. 1 Corinthians 10:20. Let him who thinks he stands take heed lest he fall. Okay, let's talk about the fall that leads to restoration. In the book of Luke 15 from verse 11 to 24, the prodigal son. His fall was spectacular. Rebellion, selfishness, waste, disgrace, hunger, humiliation. But the moment he hit the lowest point, he remembered the Father's house. Luke 15:17. When he came to himself, sometimes falling is what brings us back to ourselves. Okay, let me tell you a story. The farmer's well. A farmer once found his donkey at the bottom of a deep well. He tried everything to pull it out but failed. Finally, he decided to bury it. He began shoveling dirt into the well, but every time the dirt landed on the donkey's back, the animal shook it off and stepped up. Eventually, he stepped right out of the well. The dirt that was supposed to bury him lifted him. You see? So let me now tell you the key truth of this restoration. God can turn your fall into a stepping stone. God can turn your fall into a stepping stone. In the book of Psalm 37 verse 24, it says, though in he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. God's response to our falls. God restores the fallen. Psalm 145, I think, verse 14. Yeah. The Lord upholds all who fall. God redeems the fallen. Micah 7:8. When I fall, I shall rise. God rebukes the fallen. Jeremiah 18. The potter and the clay. The vessels was made, but the potter made it again. Okay, let me give you an illustration of a Japanese kitsugi. A Japanese craftsman repaired broken pottery using gold lacquer. The repaired piece becomes more valuable than before. God's grace does the same. It turns scars into stories, wounds into wisdom, and brokenness into beauty. Okay, let me give you the ultimate great fall. Let me conclude everything. The greatest fall was not Adam's fall, or Peter's fall, or the prodigal's fall. The greatest fall was Jesus. Jesus' fall. When he carried the cross, exhausted, he was bleeding. He even collapsed. In the book of Luke 23 verse 26, he fell so we could rise. If you read Isaiah 53 verse 5, but by his stripes we are healed. Jesus fell under the weight of your sin, so you don't have to fall under the weight of your shame at all. You do not have to fall under the weight of your shame. So quickly, I want to do a call to response. Have you fallen into sin? God offers forgiveness. Have you fallen because of pride? God offers humility and restoration. Have you fallen in life circumstances? God offers strength to rise. In the book of Psalm 30 verse 3, it says, but you, O Lord, are a shield around me and the lifter of my head. So use this as a prayer point this week, and God bless you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. God bless you.